So hey everyone, in today's video I'm gonna explain you that after learning SAS, in which of the companies you can apply for job. So there are two types of company. One is clinical research company or pharmaceutical company. Another is BFSI. It means banking, finance and insurance. So basically banking and insurance can be two different sectors, but we are combining it. Okay. Basically we need to differentiate between pharmaceutical or CRO or banking, finance, insurance. Now you got to know in which companies you are eligible to get job. Now you can have a next question, sir, in which companies the salary is more, the growth is more, the stability is more, or global opportunities are better. So let's talk one by one. Let's talk about the salary. If you talk about the salary is more in clinical compared to BFSI. But still, if you got a big bank or big investment bank, or if you got global opportunity, the salary can be more in banking as well. But if I have to compare globally, okay, on large data points, so the salary is more in clinical compared to banking. So let's suppose in clinical you are having 10 years of experience, so you can assume up to 40 lakhs of package. And if in banking, if you are having 10 years of experience, you can assume salary up to 30 lakhs or maybe 25 lakhs. Now let's move to the second point, that is growth and learning. So in terms of growth and learning, that is very good in both the sectors, either in BFSI, either in clinical, because as you work for long term, you learn more. But in long term, the domain knowledge is more important compared to the software knowledge. No doubt you're gonna use the software, but you need to develop more understanding in the domain knowledge. Either you're working in the clinical, either you're working in the banking, because in long term, your expertise in the domain part will be more important compared to the software part. Now let's talk about the third point, that is stability. So stability, if you see in clinical or in BFSI, if you have to compare, the stability is more in the clinical compared to BFSI. But I'll give you one suggestion, that in every 5 years, make a habit of learning some tools or getting some more knowledge. If you're developing this habit of learning more, no doubt you're working in any sector, either in banking, clinical or any other sector, you're gonna grow with time. You're never gonna degrade it with time, or your salary will degrade, or you should have a fear of getting out of the job or the company will fire. If you are learning, for sure you're gonna grow. So in terms of overall, if I have to say, stability is more in the clinical part compared to banking. But if you're learning, you don't need to worry about in which sector you are gonna grow for sure. Now let's talk about the fourth point, that is global opportunities. So global opportunities, either you're working in clinical, either you're working in banking, in both the companies you can get global opportunities, and you can go out of India, like any country, Canada, Europe or USA. But again, as per my knowledge, as SAS is having more users in clinical compared to BFSI in banking. So the opportunities will be little more in clinical compared to banking if you are learning especially SAS. Over the time, if you are learning more tools, maybe Python R and other tools, so you might get more opportunities in the banking, but on the basis of SAS, you'll find more opportunities in the clinical. But nowadays, if you know that in clinical also, companies are preferring that along with the SAS, you should have the knowledge of R as well and somewhat knowledge of Python as well. And for the same reason, I have launched a clinical SAS plus data science course where we are training on the entire clinical SAS part, on top of that on R as well, Python as well and Power BI as well. And in future, in coming future, each and every company wants that their team member or the fresher they are hiring, the candidate they are hiring, instead of one tool knowledge, if you are into data analyst especially, you can use these three software, SAS, R and Python. There are some other software as well that is available, but majorly if you know SAS, R and Python, that is more than enough for you. So either you are in the banking or clinical or any other sector, if along with SAS, even if you are preparing for clinical SAS role, if you have the knowledge of R and Python, in long term you're gonna get the benefit. Your chances will be more of getting promoted, your chances will be more of performing better, your chances will be more that you can get global opportunities easily compared to others. So this is what my understanding. If you have any more question, you can ask me in the comment, and there is an option one-to-one counseling. Through that you can connect to me related to training or any other guidance. That's all for today's video. Thank you everyone, and bye bye everyone.